started your law career in Italy, moved on to Luxembourg, did your international MBA in Boston from US.
I can define myself as an international person for sure.
Part that you've studied about Islamic finance, I think in your MBA.
I decided to do a work thesis in Islamic finance because I was always fascinated about this niche sector. Network, I think, is a fundamental key pillar in life. So, I mean, you need to do network if you want to expand, if you want to grow, if you want, like you said, I love the expression open mindset. I was working in Luxembourg and actually I study a lot and I always constantly believe in the power of education and lifelong learning.
I think anybody dealing with money, for example, real estate brokers, lawyers, they're all supposed to comply with the ML, am I right?
Yes, absolutely. But sometimes you need to take a break and you need to take a breath. That is very important to understand deeply what's next. And for sure, your impact about the critical analysis and emotional intelligence can help you a lot.
Welcome to another episode of UAE Brews and Views with Shireen. I am your host Shireen Kapoor, and with me on the set today I have a very interesting guest who is going to give you an insight of how a lawyer from Italy to Luxembourg to US brings all the valuable insights here to GCC. He's now here and will give us a deep understanding of the international compliance market, along with his special expertise in Islamic finance and a combination of business and international law. Specifically now here in GCC, he's looking out for opportunity to join an international law firm. He's networking and he's going to share with us some deep valuable insights which you and I will definitely enjoy. So let's just deep dive into this session. Hi Armando, how are you?
Hello, hi Shireen. Thank you so much, first of all, to be here. It's an honor for me and thank you for your amazing introduction. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. And actually, when I was going through your profile and background, I was very fascinated by the fact that you started your law career in Italy, moved on to Luxembourg, did your international MBA in Boston from US, and then did another course, I believe, in US as well. And now here in the GCC. I mean, you're all over the place.
Yes, exactly. I can define myself as an international person for sure. So yes, actually, I started my journey in Italy. So I was working in a bank in the legal department, and also, I mean, after the law school, I always have this passion to continue to learn. And indeed, for this reason, I decided to do the diplomatic school in Italy for a master in economic security. And from that, I start to develop this passion about financial crime and about actually the security that you can have in the bank and in the legal sector. So for this reason, I decided also to work in compliance for the first line of defense. And actually, later on, I was always in a doubt about what's next. I mean, because I would like to expand, my professional academic background. So I say maybe I will apply for a master, and I decide to apply for an MBA.
Oh, wow.
That actually was something different, from the ordinary background academy. So I decided to go through a master in business administration that I obtained here in UAE and in US. And from that, all the things international start.
Right. Tell us that you did your law from Italy. So you always wanted to be a lawyer, or it's just something by chance? Like for me, it was by chance. I never wanted to do it, but when I did, I really enjoyed it. I think that's all I wanted. I always wanted to be a lawyer. So is that the same for you?
In my case, I always want to be a lawyer. I mean, when I was very young, I usually say, I want to be a lawyer in my life. I always see the movies and series and film. And I was always fascinated about the role of the attorney worldwide. But also something that I would like to do is always an international experience. So not just to be in my comfort zone in Italy, but go out and to explore the world, because for me the role of attorney is one of the major and important role that you can have in your professional life, and you need to explore worldwide.
Yes, that's right. Actually, when you go global now, specifically in today's world, you learn so much, right? Your mindset opens, everything, especially if you into the corporate side. I understand that Italy is civil law.
Yes.
So does that help you in any form or manner when you move to the UAE? Because UAE law is also civil law, a blend of civil and Sharia, I would say. Yeah.
Yes, actually helped me a lot. So, I mean, in Italy, we are happy to study, I mean, the Roman law and the ancient law. So, I mean, it's like the origin.
Yes.
And I mean, I always think that when you start with etymological and I mean, with the origin part, it's always very good for your professional background because you understand how it works, law and legal from the beginning. So that is very important. And I can say that opened my mind.
Yeah.
And absolutely also with all of those international experience, you expand, and I mean, you see also the difference from the civil law and the common law, and you see also, for example, here in UAE, the impact of Sharia law and the impact, for example, about the Quran inside the law. That's something absolutely unique, and you can learn a lot. So absolutely, yes.
That is where your Islamic finance, the part that you've studied about Islamic finance, I think in your MBA?
Yes, actually previously, so during my master in economic security, I decided to do a work thesis in Islamic finance because I was always fascinated about this niche sector.
Yes.
Indeed, also in Italy, for example, I did a thesis in Islamic law. So I can say that this part of the world always fascinated me from the beginning. And
Middle
also
East,
during, yes, the Middle East. And also, I mean, during my experience worldwide, I usually work also for Middle East and for the state of the Gulf.
Okay, so in Islamic finance, if we just go a little bit deeper into it, do you think it is still very relevant in the corporate sector here in GCC, especially the niche area of Islamic financing?
Yes, I think it's very important, and of course, I mean, it's something that is constantly developing. I mean, actually, I can say that in all different states of the Gulf, I mean, there are different kind of regulation and also different impact of Islamic finance, but it's a sector that is constantly developing, and I think that will grow during the year for sure.
Yeah. Talking about moving to an investment fund to Luxembourg, how was your experience there? Because it's the city everybody wants to be in. So
yes, I mean, actually, in my case, after the MBA, I start to apply, and in that moment, I got the job in Luxembourg because actually it was one of my city that in that moment I would like to work because I mean, in Europe is very famous for the financial experience and also I mean in the legal department. So I said, okay, let's go there and let's explore the city. So I work over there almost 2 years, and I can say that it was a very, very good experience. I mean, and I learned a lot. Of course, are completely different. First of all, for the geographic situation, because Luxembourg is very small, and also I mean for the weather as well, because I mean it's a very cold place, but you can learn a lot. And I mean I always think that all the experience that you do in your life can give you something. So I can definitely say that working over there, I mean, and see also, for example, how the impact of a local regulation can have an impact about the national one, or I mean about the European. So that's very, very important, because before I was working in Italy, so I mean I didn't know another state, I mean also in Europe, and how many differences are between them.
Yeah, it's only after you work you realize that it's a different this thing. All right, so if somebody has to work in Luxembourg, is there a special requirement, or you know what they're looking for? Is it easy for international applicants to apply?
Yes, I think I mean, of course, every time I always think that in the moment that you are applying, I mean, you need to believe in that.
Yes.
So, and you need to have that energy that you really want to work, the consistency that you really want to work there. I mean, that's make the difference. I mean, I can think in all parts of the world, can be in US, can be in Europe, can be here in UAE, in Luxembourg, everywhere. But something that I can say is that for sure Luxembourg can give you a lot of experience because it's a very small country and a very small state. So, of course, also to start in a sector, I mean, you can grow a lot. I mean, because of course there are so many opportunities, and the fact that it's so small, I mean, there are so few people. So, and that's also important in the way to grow, because I mean, of course, you can grow easily. So that's some tips that I can say.
Yeah, it's I think it's a very big financial hub, especially in the European region. So I also feel that, you know, once you are a lawyer and you have some you're not into the court practice or legal practice, and you are into you are now a corporate commercial lawyer, like for example, then you have a lot of opportunities across the globe. Only the thing is, it's all about the first step. I think that is the hardest way. And in my experience, I have never got any sort of work by directly asking for work. So all my work that I've got is only by way of networking, referrals, or educating. So now on different platforms, right? I started when I started my YouTube channel. I got a lot of work from there, and it's always been like a continuous source because my educative content is there. Like I place it and I forget, right? But I always have those references. So I think in today's world, it's very important to be global perspective. And I always say this, that unless you have that, I think you will be very restricted and you will then not learn. Because in order to grow and learn, you need to have an open mindset, you need to travel, you need to meet people. So how important was networking in this entire journey for you?
Network, I think, is a fundamental key pillar in life. So, I mean, you need to do network if you want to expand, if you want to grow, if you want, like you said, I love the expression open mindset. I mean, for me, I can say that, yes, I live in Italy, I live in UAE, in US, in Luxembourg. And I mean, it was always another life. That's something that I can say, because of course, when I was living in Italy was, I mean, with my family in a comfort zone, and I mean, also working close by my home. So it was a life. In UAE, for example, immediately you find the innovation, the rhythm of UAE that is completely different from the rhythm of the other. Yes, it's very fast. It's very fast.
Love it.
I mean,
in
you need to go. You need to go all the time. I mean, and you can literally do a network with people from all parts of the world, and it's a very fast environment.
See how we met.
Indeed, actually. Actually, and also I mean in US as well, for example, also US, there are a lot of competition over there, and I mean it's a very grow market, and I mean you can explore a lot of opportunities also there. But at the meantime, I mean US also can give you, I mean, the good part and the bad part. It depends about the point of view, of course, but I strongly believe that this kind of topic can be appealed for all the city worldwide. And also Luxembourg, like we said also before. I mean, the fact that it's so small in the center of Europe, I mean, absolutely can give you also a different perspective of the work of attorney. So, yes.
Perfect. So, let's come to the part wherein you are now an online educator with the business Luxembourg University, I believe?
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. So what is the experience like being an educator also?
Yeah, so actually everything started, I can say, just like that, because I was over there. I was working in Luxembourg, and actually I study a lot, and I always constantly believe in the power of education and lifelong learning. And for this reason, I mean, it was this position for MBAs graduated to do an adjunct lecture for business law. And I said, okay, why not? We can try. I mean, that's my profile. And I reached out to them, and I mean, I started doing lecture that actually I'm doing for more than 1 year. And I have to say that also the impact with the students, I mean, the fact that, I mean, in that moment, you are giving them something. Also, when they ask you questions, and I mean, when they see you as a mentor, is amazing. I mean, it's something that, I mean, for me is very important, because one of the main important things that you can do in your life, for me, is invest in yourself. And with education, you can fight everything. You can change your circumstances with education. Absolutely.
Yeah, your everything. It's just about climbing the ladder that way. So interesting, very interesting. Now we will jump to the part wherein I will ask you about AML. The financial compliance. So I will start by saying that now that you are here in the GCC, first I will touch upon Europe versus GCC for you. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, perfect. So Armando, let's compare your life in Europe vis-a-vis GCC, because after trying all those countries, you are here. So I'm sure something about Dubai is attractive. So just let me know about that.
Yes, so first of all, for me, the fact that here the market is growing and it's very fast, I mean, it was one of the motivations that's why I decided to come here to UAE after all of those experiences in Europe and in US. And moreover, also for a work perspective, I mean, I usually work in legal, AML, compliance, and I think also that this sector here is unique. And I mean, they are doing a lot of things also about the financial crime and new regulation, new policy and procedures. And I mean, that's something that is growing. And every time that a new market is growing, is always appealing for the work experience.
Yeah, I mean, when the market is emerging, it's good to be in that part of the world. And Dubai is all about being physically present. Like Dubai,
Yes.
you cannot be out of Dubai and think that you will get something in Dubai. It's always about being here. So, talking about AML, yes, you're right. In compliance sector, I do know the jobs have increased a lot after the implementation of the AML for every company. You know, the 𝐓𝐡. So, since the time UAE has become an AML hub, so a lot of compliance jobs have come up.
Yeah.
So, talking about the AML sector here, the anti-money laundering, how do you think is shaping Dubai?
So actually, I can say that from an Italian perspective and a person that usually work in Europe, we have a lot of regulation, a lot of policy, procedures, updating. I mean, it's full. Okay. So I can say that also here they are developing this sector and they are growing. So I can say that for us that we work in civil law and I mean in Europe, we have the fortune that we already saw it. I mean, so many regulation in our life. And I mean, here they are going right now to set it up because I mean, Dubai, we always need to remember that it's a city that is growing. So I mean, and something I mean also very important from a compliance and AML perspective. So they are introducing new regulation, they are introducing new policy and new procedures that can give also a different overview about, for example, the investment and also about I mean all the KYC activities that you need to do, for example, before to accept some clients, so for onboarding. And those one are very, very important. So also this fact that UAE is also investing in compliance and AML is absolutely a new journey.
Yeah, because UAE, I think, wants to be a part of the bigger game wherein people do not use it as a way to clean the dirty money or bring in funds that are, you can fund terrorism in the later stages. So just to get that thing cleared, not every company is supposed to be regulated by AML. So what are the kind of activities or companies that are going to be regulated, that are being regulated by AML?
So actually here, I mean, all, for example, in the corporate, we always have the section for compliance and risk. So, I mean, they are regulated, I mean, for policy and procedure that can be internal and external. So the internal are for the corporate. So are like policy and procedure that all the employees need to respect to be there. And the external is the impact about, I mean, people respecting for the state and I mean, the area, the geographic area. Of course, like you said before, and that's a very good example. I mean, Dubai, of course, in the moment that we need to talk about countries, there is a list about high risk countries, medium risk countries, and low risk countries. And of course, I mean, in the moment that are all of those investment and all of those opportunities, of course, there are a lot of money that are going around. So for sure, I mean, this area of the Gulf is part of the high-risk countries. But for this reason, in the moment that you include an internal control and also KYC activities and AML policy and procedure updated, in place, I mean, this one can help and can give a lot of different perspective, also considering the geographical position.
Yeah, I'd like to add a point here specifically that I think anybody dealing with money, for example, real estate brokers, lawyers, they're all supposed to comply with the AML. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I read it somewhere, although I'm not from the sector, but as a lawyer, I read blogs and all, and LexisNexis sends those updates as well. So if you are dealing in any kind of money, then having a compliance officer, guys, is by the way mandatory for the companies now here. So because now that is why compliance officer jobs in the UAE have increased since 2022 is because of this AML policy, KYC policy in place by the corporates. And if you are also looking out for a job in this side, then you could be trying UAE as well, because it's a very booming market for the compliance section.
Absolutely.
And if you don't comply, there are hefty fines as well. And the fines here in Dubai, boss, you don't want to get into that because the fines are like way ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So for this reason, it's very important. It's fundamental. I mean, it's a key pillar also for the source of wealth and everything that is related from the fund and the money. So absolutely, right now is a fundamental part for all the job here in UAE and in the Gulf.
To know your customer and to do enhanced due diligence also, I believe.
Yes,
having software for due diligence, where the money is coming, what is the source, etc. Otherwise, if you are not getting the source, then the whole point is the whole AML strategy is wasted. So that is why they are trying to implement, and that is what Dubai does. UAE does per se, is that if they implement a law, they execute it in a manner that it gets implemented very effectively, and that is why security is there. All those positive sides of UAE is because they are very they are fast in taking action, and I love that about Dubai. I think so do you. And so moving on to the startup that you have, which is Alpha. Give us an insight on it.
So actually that came up with the educational sector. So when I was teaching and doing also the adjunct lecture, I see also that people need for the leadership and I mean everything that is related for the emotional intelligence. So I decided also to build it up, this idea about the training that I'm doing for leadership and emotional intelligence. Indeed, actually related also for what we said before. Right now, actually, we are in in this moment of our life where we are habit with artificial intelligence that you immediately have a response about everything that you ask. Immediately, very fast.
Yes.
But sometimes instant. Yes, but sometimes, it's a bit scary because of course, also related for the legal side that we said also before, one of the main important things is also your critical analysis, your analytic analysis. And the fact that sometimes you already have a reply from the artificial intelligence, you lose it. So actually, when I was teaching and when I'm teaching at university, I see also that students needs this kind of training for the emotional intelligence part and for the leadership part. I strongly believe that it's difficult to teach emotional intelligence. It's an inner potential, or you have or you don't have.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But I can make you some reflection about that. So I can give you some moment just to take a break and say, okay, maybe for this we can react in this way. Because right now we are happy to go very fast. We say also that here the market is very fast, but sometimes you need to take a break and you need to take a breath. That is very important to understand deeply what's next. And for sure, your impact about the critical analysis and emotional intelligence can help you a lot.
You rightly said, because even now when I'm introspecting on this point, is I also used to take very quick decisions and sometimes not even calculate what is going on, how is it going to be. Now thanks to my husband, he's taught me to sleep over a decision and to think about it for a night and then get back, because the moment you answer instantly, then later I used to regret also sometimes. Although I don't take a lot of, I don't regret a lot, but it's a good thing to think over your decisions. The art of saying no. There are certain things that as a person you need to inbuild to succeed. These are all foundations of being successful also, because instant reaction leads to not a situation.
Yes, absolutely. It depends. Let's say that it depends, because sometimes can be good, but sometimes it's better, to
think over it.
Yes, absolutely.
And digest the information and then get back. Yeah, that's right. That's very important. This is about an online platform, or how does this work? So if somebody wants to actually reach out to you,
yes, absolutely. So actually, we do training, for example, for students, for university, but also for corporate, about the leadership and emotional intelligence. So we're doing this training to keep this kind of value also for the people, because it's fundamental also in the teamwork and and also for the students that they want to start to work in a sector. So it's very important to understand. So it's something that is related also in the world of university and in the companies as well.
Okay, so since you are an educator and you are in Dubai, I would like to ask you, how is Dubai is obviously evolving with a lot of sectors, but pardon my knowledge, but I don't know that how is Dubai evolving as an educational hub post your schooling, that is for your master's program education, university education. How is it evolving that way?
No, Dubai is evolving very well. I mean, related to education, they are investing a lot. Also for AI, there are so many tools for education. I mean, and here, I mean, it's very fundamental part because Dubai is a very fast market. So of course, the use of AI is an important side also in education field. But of course, I mean, it's very international. So something that I saw it also during my MBA journey, that I met so many nationalities. That it was impossible to meet in Europe, actually, because I mean, here one of the value of Dubai is that you can meet people from all parts of the world. And what happens when you meet people from all parts of the world? That you open your mind, because the fact that you need to approach with a person with a different culture, with a different color of the skin, with a different religion, with a different approach of life, is completely it's an experience that your mind will change all the time, because you will open your mind and you will change a lot. So I can say that for sure. The keywords to do here master are for sure the international environment and the fact that you can immediately open your mind, because Dubai, with the time difference that have with respect the other part of the world, can absolutely give you all of those insights to work on it and to go faster. So that's something that I can say that Dubai teach me.
That's wonderful. A lot of people, they do masters in law.
Yeah.
Now you've done your MBA, which is Masters in Business Administration, which is, again, I'm also very much interested in doing this, and maybe I just start soon after.
Great,
after
absolutely.
So, because I feel that as a lawyer, the fundamentals are always there that you get from your basic education also.
Absolutely.
Then what in the outer world, even if you're running a law firm, being an entrepreneur, being anything, being a startup founder, doing anything right now, you need business skills, analytical skills of running a business. That's a different ball game, and they don't teach you in law school. They don't teach you how to do business in law school. So the MBA from that perspective is very interesting. So what was your reason of doing MBA after law?
So actually working in the field of legal compliance, I usually manage numbers also in the bank.
Yes.
And actually studying law, you study articles and you read a lot of books and of course, it's a different approach with civil and with common law. So in that moment that I was deciding to do a master, I was in a doubt actually from a PhD or an LLM or an MBA. But I said, you know what? I want to expand my mindset. I want to do something completely different. I have to say that I always remember that one of the first class was statistics. And in that moment, I felt lost. I felt completely lost because we are not habit to work with data and statistics so deeply. But at meantime, when I start to study business, global economy, leadership, and everything that is related for strategy, I can definitely say that lawyers are fundamental part for strategy, because all the lawyers have a strategical thinking and project management too, because of course you need to organize your case. At meantime, data and everything that is related for an analysis is fundamental when you read the case, and you need to understand the budget issue, the compliance, the ML, everything that is related for number screening. Also leadership, like we said before, a good attorney must be empathic and a leader and must convince the judge and also the client. So also leadership is a fundamental part for the attorney. So I can definitely say that the MBA helped me a lot, but I can confirm that is very good for lawyer. And don't be scared about the numbers. We are habit for something very difficult too. We did the bar. It's okay. It's okay.
Everything else is secondary.
Yes, absolutely.
Is your MBA degree, is the MBA badge on your shoulder helping you to figure out your career here in GCC now that you've permanently moved here?
Yes, actually currently I'm here, and I would like also to join some international law firm here, so that's something that I'm looking for right now. And I can definitely say that yes, the MBA gave me immediately the first perspective about UAE, because I came here to do it, and of course during those 8 months I say, okay, that's the place, I want to be there.
After, so was it on off, or were you here for the entire 8 months?
So I was here for 8 months on site, and after that I did the rotation in Boston. So I graduated in US.
Okay, so a lot of UAE universities, they have collabs with all the major universities across the globe. Now I heard that even Stanford and Harvard are going to have their branch universities in Dubai, which is like Harvard has no other branch, right? So if they are planning to do it in UAE, that's a very big step. So is it because of the geopolitical relationship, or
yes, actually, for sure. Also, in my case, my university was an American one. I did HALT, International Business School, that is an American university that is also based here in Dubai. So for sure, for the geopolitical reason, I mean, they are doing a lot of agreement between UAE and US, and that's a very good impact, because actually we are always happy to know that the US university are one of the best, and also this fact that they decide to invest in UAE is because they see the potential.
Okay, so a very quick question on the fact that how are now Europeans looking at Dubai? Like earlier, I know not that much migration was happening, but now I see a lot of Europeans here in Dubai. So is it because of Dubai's international image in UAE per se? Is it about that, or how are they looking at it? Like, do they see, of course they see it as an emerging market, but what other factors are contributing to this?
So in my personal view, I think that is to grow your international experience, because I mean, Dubai can offer you this international environment that is difficult to find, I mean, in Europe. So what does it mean? That, of course, for example, in Italy, you can meet people from all parts of the world, but the majority are Italians. And same also in other states of Europe, Germany, France, and I mean, Luxembourg, or I mean, other one. Here, what you can see is that the majority are expats. And in the moment that are expat, of course, the environment is international. And also everyone have a different kind of opinion, different kind of approach. And what it makes a strength, a power, a growth. Because actually, in my opinion, every time there is an international environment, people start to think. In the moment that people start to think, they grow. When you are with the same people, with the same mindset, it's okay, but it's a bit complicated sometimes, because I mean, it's difficult to open your mind. So for sure, the international environment is for me one of the key why all the people decide to come here to UAE.
So as they say, change is the only constant.
Yes, absolutely. I always say that in the moment that you change, you are alive. So I mean, anytime, I mean, you are alive because you decide to grow and you decide to do other experience, and life must be lived with the fullness. I mean, you need to live, you need to live your life in the best way that you can do, because I mean, you are the author of your life. So just live it.
I'm already getting those coaching vibes here, which is coming very naturally to you, Armando. So I'm sure your coaching would be really helpful for all the people out there who want to take it.
Thank you.
Coming on to the fun segment of our podcast today, because a lot of information we've already done on legal, we've covered aspects of education, everything. Now I want to know about what other thing excites you except this, all this fancy international law. What other thing is exciting you on day-to-day basis? Like, what's your hobby?
So, I mean, as you can see, I was moving my hand all the time. Also here touching the microphone and everything. Sometimes I was, okay, I need to move in the other direction. So you can feel you can feel that I'm Italian. Okay. But actually, one of the stereotypes of Italian is that we love food. Because, I mean, actually, we have a lot of very good food. Pizza, pasta, and I mean everything. And I can say that one of my passion is for sure food, and I'm also a food blogger. I have this page on Instagram.
So I'll put your food vlogging in the description.
Absolutely.
Is it all about Italian food?
Actually, because I was moving around and I was living in a different part of the world, I decided to explore Italian restaurant worldwide and to see the Italian cuisine worldwide. I mean, and to explore it. So I mean, I did a lot of video and post, I mean, here in UAE, US, in Luxembourg, and also when I was traveling, every time, I mean, that I found, for example, an Italian restaurant, I cannot say no. So I go and of course, I do like this small review and this video. The page is called Il Commentista because it's like a comment, because I always think that people just want to know if you like, how much it costs, and if you come back.
Yeah, that's the main thing. So which is your favorite Italian restaurant in Dubai, which you highly recommend?
So actually, one of my favorite restaurants is for sure Cala Vista. That is a restaurant that is in Jumeirah in front of Burj Al Arab. So basically, you are eating Italian food and you are in the heart of Dubai.
Right. And what is that one ingredient in Italian food that you think is like the must thing that every Italian food item should have?
The oil. Extravergine d'oliva, please. So the oil is fundamental. I know that is so basic, but actually you have to know that I like the simple things. I like simple ingredient. One of my favorite dishes is pasta with oil and garlic with a bit of chili pepper, and that's it. So yes, exactly. Spaghetti aglio e olio, we say it in Italy. But I mean, I can say that olio extravergine is for sure one of the major ingredients. We have a culture of oil in Italy that is so precious. It's a heritage of UNESCO. And I mean, I can say that olio extravergine d'oliva is a must-have for all the Italians and all the people worldwide.
Amazing. So that sounds great. Thank you, Armando. Thank you for your time today. And thank you for this lovely conversation that we had. I really enjoyed it, by the way. I enjoyed it thoroughly from, we explored everything. I mean, it was so diverse. So thank you for your time as well today for watching this show. And if you have any other further questions and you want to reach out to Armando about international law or anything that he spoke about, put it out in the comment section. Do hit the like button if you like it. It really encourages as content creators, and it brings in us more energy to bring you more such amazing guests. And do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, Shireen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.